A long time ago when I started university, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he had broken a finger or something, and I asked him how he did it, and he said sword fighting, and I said, what, fencing? He goes, no, broadswords. And cool, because I'd started role playing the year before and doing Dungeons and Dragons, and the whole idea of waving swords around was very exciting, very romantic, of course. So I went along and got my finger bashed so badly too. I couldn't use it for a bit. That was that one. So that's when I started fighting with my left hand.
A friend of mine who I was gaming with had heard about this group who was doing medieval sword fighting, and he mentioned it to me. I went, yeah, let's do it. So we went along, and then that was it. Sort of never left.
Stop saying what. Can't put it.
I got into medieval reenactment through a friend of mine. I was at his 21st, and I was sitting in a restaurant, and there was masses and masses of people, and they all seemed to be from the same sort of group. So I was sort of like, okay, what's going on here? They sort of said to me, oh, we do medieval stuff, we do sword fighting, and I was sort of like, well, that's cool, I guess. They said, well, we're doing it after this, do you want to come along? I was sort of like, yes, you're going to give me a sword, so okay.
Okay, we'll try one more and then we'll make some teams. Oh, that's right, we're the contact teams. Good job! Hooah! Oh, yeah. Come here! Dead!
So, at best, we're treated with a little bit of disdain, oh, reenactors. Or at worst, really.
Oh, I don't know. I imagine that they think that we're very strange.
My mother has never gotten over that. Oh, she's still playing her silly dress-up games.
Swap! Here was an echo. Sure. Cool, we'll grab 2 of your number. 2?
Well, most of our garb is made by members of our group, the vast majority of it. I make chainmail. A good deal of the chainmail in the group is made by me, though sometimes people will buy links off me and learn to make it themselves.
Everything in the Middle Ages was custom made for a person, and so because we're in the age of machine mass manufacturing, in order to get it right, even with something as malleable as like a suit of chainmail, you need to do quite a lot of modification of it to really make it work.
I've always made stuff since I think the first piece of armour I made when I was in primary school, but I basically learned it as I go along. You pick up advice from other people in the scene, they tell you how to do stuff, but generally just figure it out as you go.
We have people in the group who can make plate mail armour and stuff like that, and occasional weapons, though most of the helmets, most of the weapons are ordered from overseas internet sites, and we get them moved into New Zealand. We call them stage props, and they come through no problems at all. So.
Yep. Do you have one nice medieval craft knife / eating knife?
Clontarf is, for the New Zealand reenactment scene, it's our version of the Wellington Sevens, where you're fighting as a 7-man team for your club. It's a reenactment of sort of a reenactment of the Battle of Clontarf in 1014. The Irish nationalist king and the Viking king, Cedric Silkybeard, his name was at the time, were going to take over Dublin. So there was just a huge battle at Clontarf, just outside of Dublin, where it all fell to custard and thousands of warriors died in the space of a morning. And this is just our homage to that.
Well, from what I've heard, it's out of most of the events, it's supposed to be one of the more intense ones. and being my first, it's a little bit daunting. You know, lots of big scary people with big weapons ready to butcher me. Should be fun.
Hey, Mel.
Yeah. But I'm quite happy with doing
You know, it's fun, glamour, and history and romance and all those things that are that are fun. But primarily, really, we're a social group and bound together by the sort of love of things historical and a slightly violent urge.
We're very romantic, our group. So we like to put out there the idea that there is such a thing as chivalry, that knights do actually have honour, that women can fight and be tough. These kinds of things, we want to make people feel stronger, and we want to make people feel good about themselves.
So we can only do it on the first person challenge.
I'm sorry, I'm still lost.
Okay.
We only have,
so we have
one challenge. Two of them might decide, two teams might decide.
I think it's definitely a sport, you know, there's certain rules in place. You get points of a sort, you know, there's a big team aspect in a lot of the fighting.
It's not battle, of course, we're not actually trying to kill each other. Demonstrating the arts of war without actually being at war, which is basically a sport. Many sports are based on that kind of thing, like javelin and shot put, and all those came originally from the use of weapons.
Coming third, the Argent Lords.
Well, I was really proud of my people. I think that our guys fought phenomenally well. I mean, I think that generally, when I'm coming back from front up, I'm really pleased at how, at the skill level that's demonstrated by people who have only been into the club for like a year.
Everybody's played hard, they fought hard, and now we're going to feed them properly, and then they can sit back, relax, and it's people you only get to see 3-4 times a year, and it's about catching up with people you don't usually catch up with.
Throughout time we have attracted to us some very fine people. When you talk about virtues of knights, and that's what we look for, and that's what we encourage, and that's what we help people to build and grow. And I love seeing that. I love seeing people rise to the challenge of being the best they can be, and to find their courage, and to find their strength, and to find honour. It's lots of fun. We can play together and have this great life. Yeah.
Because it's fun. It's just brilliant fun. Yeah, the whole thing is just magic.
Nationwide we have 2, maybe 3 camps a year where we all get together, and as before, these are people that I'd walk across broken glass for. They're my friends.